Hey y'all,
I'm John.
and I'm Kim. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Magnolia Peach Tea Podcast, where we share real life stories to help you navigate life's ups and downs.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for updates.
Now let's get to the tea. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes.
I just have a hard time opening up. Welcome back, everyone.
Okay, you ready?
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes.
Today's episode is entitled, What the Hell Are We Doing Here?
Yes.
So, the way we stumbled upon this podcast is we thought that sharing life experiences, because God has, a divine plan for us.
Right.
And we felt that sharing our experiences would be a good opportunity for people to be able to grow from them, right?
And relate.
Yeah. So our life experiences, our mistakes, we're hoping that others can kind of grow from them and also maybe not make those same mistakes or make better choices, I guess you could say.
Right.
Because life is a bitch.
It is.
I mean, just the way the world has evolved, especially in these past 3-4 years or so, COVID has made some people, let's back it up. Our prior president has made some people really come out and changed the climate around here.
Exactly.
So, we got to live our life to the fullest. And I think that us being able to express things that have happened in our life can help others grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're all in the same situations, be it we may not be in the same situations at the same time, but sometimes it'll help you just to kind of say, okay, I heard somebody else had this issue or went through this issue. So it's not just me.
Yeah,
it's not
just me.
And, sometimes you need those situations or talk about situations where, for me personally, I'm like, am I the one? Is it me? Is it me? Am I the problem? But hopefully this podcast will help others to feel that it's not you. It's not you.
Yeah.
We're all having struggles. We all have those situations that cause us to doubt, I guess is a word.
Yeah. Or,
to question ourselves sometimes. And we're here to say, it's okay.
It is.
You're fine. You will be fine. For me personally, my goal is to let people know that, marriage is beautiful for some people. For some people, like myself, it didn't work out. But don't feel defeated. Don't feel that you didn't win or like it was all your fault. Situations sometimes deal where it's just not a match. It's just not a fit. And unfortunately, as much as we try to make those puzzle pieces fit, they just don't fit. And it's okay.
Yeah. And I think that was a big part. I know, because I wanted you I wanted to give you the opportunity to tell your story, right? So,
and it is a story.
Because I could recall, after you went through your situation, you had your opportunity to cry and to absorb what you had gone through and, kind of pivot from it. And I remember just calling you on my ride home from work, my hour ride home from work. And, you were telling me stories about your experiences, right? Real life experiences.
Right.
And so I'm like, Jean, you got to write this. You have got to write this down. People need to read this. They need to hear this. This is the type of stuff. These are the books that people read. These are, the books that, mom reads. And,
I know these are books that I pick up and, I don't read a book, but I will listen to Audible. So I know that's the kind of books that I geared towards, real life stories where, there's some relatability.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted. I wanted you to be able to tell your story, be able to share your story, tell your story. And if someone could learn from your story, all the better. So that's kind of how we got here. We're like, first, let's do a book. were coming up with chapters and everything.
Right.
And I don't know if it was Mom, or I don't know how we came into the whole podcast world.
Oh, I remember, because you said that the funniest part about me telling my stories is actually me telling the story.
Exactly.
So we were like thinking about ways to do
hear it.
Right, we need to hear it.
Yeah.
So that's how the podcast came about, which, you know, my story today to me is funny. You know, again, being relatable, being transparent. It wasn't always okay. I'm at a point where now I can see, okay, yeah, I'm okay. The issue was not 100% with me. I'm not going to say that I was never at fault. I wasn't at fault. While I didn't do what he did, you know, I stayed longer than I should have and whatever, but we wanted to be able to be a voice, or, you know, help someone else else come on the other side, because it was a process to come on the other side, to realize that you didn't do anything bad, John. You didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't your fault. It just didn't work. You tried to make it work. It didn't work. It's okay. And it took me a while to be okay with that. And it even took me a while to be okay with leaving.
Yeah.
Because that was another thing.
That was a big step.
That was a big step, because I stayed 15 years after I knew it wasn't going to be, because I didn't want to be seen as a failure. I didn't want to not succeed. So hopefully me telling these stories and or you know, even you telling your successful story on marriage, it'll help someone else to like hold on, you know? Either hold on. If you see that in that person, hold on. But again, if you see something else in that person, believe it, question it. Revisit and revise your plan. So hopefully that's what this podcast will do for others.
I hope that they'll get a laugh out of it, because and not to laugh at your pain. That's not the intent at all. But it's just the way that you deliver it. First of all, some of the experiences, I'm like, you did that? Are you serious?
Right, because I kept everything to myself. I went through a lot of things.
Are you serious, John?
I kicked the door down.
Are you serious?
You take me there, we're going to go all the way there. The thing about it, I don't have like a 50 or a 60. I go from 0 to 100.
Quick.
If I tell you not to take me to 100, I feel like that needle is moving off the 0, then you might want to step back a little bit.
Get out of the way.
Because if you keep poking the bear, it's gonna get you. And I done knocked down some doors. Yes, I have.
Yeah. So some of those stories that you told me, I mean, there was some humor in it and made me laugh. And I was like rolling. And by the time I would get home, I was like, gosh, you know, my ride is over already, because I was just so involved in, you know, the story that you were telling me. And unfortunately, it was a real life story, you know, which is the basis of our podcast, telling real life stories, to hopefully help someone else, you know, to go through those ups and downs in life.
Because honestly, even after divorce, I realized that I'm not the only one.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not the only one.
It's not just you.
And I didn't have anyone, because we've talked about, you know, our parents have been married for 52 years. You've been married for almost 30 years now. So we come from, you know, a background where marriage sticks.
Yep.
And so I am 100% sure that there are other people in this world who are trying to stick it through, and it's just not working.
Sticking it through for the wrong reasons. Yeah.
And it's just not working. So hopefully, you know, you can have some inspiration from our podcast, or just that, again, that confirmation that it's not you. You're not imagining this thing. Or it may even help you to identify narcissistic behaviors, which is what I think I was dealing with at the time as well. So, you know, hey, there's a way out, and where you can get to the point where I am and where you can laugh at it.
And by the way, we're not trained professionals in no way.
No, this is life. This is life.
Real life. These are just real life experiences that, you know, we've gone through and that we are opening up to share with you guys.
You're right. To help others through.
Exactly.
Help others through. And, you know, it's, as much as, you know, we are not just gearing towards African-American women, because I feel that everybody, no matter what race you are, deals with situations such as this.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need somebody to listen, or somebody to say, hey, You are not the problem. I understand what it is that you're going through. I see what you're saying, and it's not you.
Yeah.
But let's revisit and revise. What are you going to do about it? You know, so hopefully this podcast will help someone, you know, either someone who has gotten out and feel defeated and see no way out, or someone who is anticipating, you know, getting out, or even someone who is newly married and they think that what they thought was roses and rose petals is not looking that way. You know, you can, you know, provide them with that feedback. Hold on. Build with that person. Marriage is about a process. It's not a overnight success story. It doesn't matter if you marry your best friend for 20 years or somebody you met on the street. It's a process. You have to work together.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I see that you do with your husband is y'all are a team.
You have to.
Y'all are a team. It's visual and it's felt like y'all move and navigate life as a team.
You have to. That's one thing that when we got married, we went through marriage counseling. And the pastor who married us, he was very big on us understanding that we were no longer going to be Kim and Lawrence. You guys are going to be becoming one and now together, you know, husband and wife. You guys needed to move together as a couple. God joined you guys together to be one. So, and that stuck. It still sticks to this day. I mean, I can't make, you know, big decisions without him. Now, some folks may say, oh, well, you're controlling, you're running things. I'm not. I still have to, you know, consult with my husband.
But it's not even I have to.
Yeah.
It's you want to.
Exactly. Because I would not want him to make decisions or make moves without me.
Right.
I mean, I think you have to consider that. You have to think about your partner's feelings. And some relationships don't have that. Right.
I can definitely say my relationship didn't have that. And I think that's what kind of started the crack. I guess is the word. Started the crack. And it just separated, and we just became two separate people doing two separate things. The gap grew and grew and grew until we couldn't reconnect.
You think military life had anything to do with it?
Yes.
Off the top.
Off the top, yes. But I think it was me not having the knowledge of what being a military spouse entailed and being versed in military life. You remember we got married and I immediately moved onto this military post, and I was like, oh. And seeing things like, wait a minute, that's not the same dude that just came out that house, you know, seeing stuff that I had never seen before. And then it's like, wait, now you moving kind of funny because you kind of doing some things like, yeah, so I definitely think the military kind of, it started the blinders from being removed from my eyes, you know. The roses and rose petals, you know, oh my God, I'm in love, I'm married, and I'm living out of my mama's house, and I'm in a different state. Had never lived outside of Louisiana ever. So, you know, he took me out of the Louisiana and into Kentucky. Country versus country. But anyway, but it's like I was just like dependent on him. That's all I had was him. And honestly, it was just like when the fog lifted, I was kind of dumbfounded. And I was like, what? Is this you? And yeah, I was like, yeah. But the straw that broke the camel back, and something that we'll talk about later, is when I had to have emergency surgery and he refused to take me to the emergency room. So I was like, you know what? Something's not right.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
Let me call my mama. Call my mama, and she was right there.
Yeah, we were on the road.
12 hours later.
We were on the road. Girl, cigarette in hand, honey.
I know, right? Right.
I remember that ride. Yes. Cigarette in hand.
But yeah, hopefully this podcast will help other women, help other people, not just women, you know, be okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're not a failure.
Yeah.
It's okay. Marriage is hard, but hey, it's doable when you're with the right person, when you're, what the Bible says, equally yoked.
Yeah.
That is definitely something that's needed in marriage. So hopefully this podcast will do that for our audience, and we enjoy it. Hate to say it, it's kind of like therapy.
It is.
So we enjoy it, and hopefully, everyone else will enjoy it too.
Yeah. So please tune in. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for updates. You catch the full audio episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell. We do post full episodes bi-weekly on Sundays. So please don't miss another episode.
Right.
And leave us a comment if you're listening to this and you have questions or just want to give us a kudos or let us know how we can improve. Right. We're open to it. We're new to this. We're not professionals, and we definitely want to get feedback.
Or even if there's some topics you want to talk about, like our experiences with some of the things that you've experienced, so that you can, determine if, hey, it's not just me. Yeah, it's not just me. Yeah, leave a comment and we'll be happy to put it in a rotation.
Yeah, we'll definitely give y'all the tea on it. So please stay tuned, okay?